What's up, YouTube? Hope you guys are all doing fine and dandy. Before we get into this video, I have to give a disclaimer and then I have to ask you guys for a favor. So again, 8 times in the last couple days, I've had people message me saying that they were mysteriously unsubscribed from the channel. So if you like the content, if you are somebody that has subscribed already, take a second to make sure that you're still subscribed, because for some nefarious reason, seemingly nefarious reason, people keep getting unsubscribed from the channel. And if you haven't subscribed already, what are you doing here? Subscribe. That's how this works. And I must give a disclaimer because my audience has grown to about 20% female, and this might not be a video that you want to watch, ladies, because it's going to be a bit triggering. But it is what it is. This channel is for men at the end of the day, so I don't care if you don't like what I have to say. I appreciate you being here, but I'm not going to pander to you. So let's get into this video. This is inspired by 3 of you now sending me the Jack Morgan RLP 2.0 video from the other day, where he was basically reacting to older women dating younger men. He was reacting to a video of that. And I watched the video. Great video. Check it out if you haven't already. But I just laughed the whole time because I know, being a former kind of a Chad myself, I know what was going on, or what's most likely going on with these situations. And I've seen it myself. I've seen women in my personal life that brag about dating younger men and how much better it is than my generation. And here's the thing though, ladies, you're getting played for the second time, because most of the ones that I've seen are 35 years old, right around there. Like, unfortunately for you, past your prime, better days are behind you. You've hit the wall. The wall has done some damage. The makeup isn't working quite as well as it used to. The wall has left some scars. But you guys are past your prime. You most likely have mini Chads running around, breaking shit and making noise and driving men crazy. That's why they're not around. So the mini Chads that you've got running around your state-paid apartment that DSHS pays for, they drive good men away. And what's most likely happened is you spent your best years getting pumped and dumped by the Chads, making bad choices, dating bad men. And now you got the younger wave of guys that want the easy sex. They want the easy, consistent sex. And as much as this might trigger you, you are low-hanging fruit, my lady. You are low-hanging fruit in the eyes of these young men that want sex. So they're more likely to be patient and play the role of whatever it is they think you want them to be to continue to get that easy sex. But what you don't realize is those young men aren't even in their prime yet. Those guys in their 20s, they ain't got shit going for them yet. So what usually happens, again, in my experience, not saying this is guaranteed. I hope this works out for you, ladies. Grannies, I hope this works out for you. I'm just kidding. What most likely happens, and what I've seen happen, is when these guys get to their prime, when they hit 30, and sometimes, as much as makes women mad, men's prime can go on. I've seen men get better into their 50s, even a few of them into their 60s if they take care of themselves. I've seen that. Not saying that's always how it goes, but I've seen that. So as these men get better and if they play their cards right, and they get more and more, options as they do the work and look great and feel great and have the money and resources and become the man, for lack of a better term. Once they do that, now you're in your 40s. They really don't need to date you anymore, and they very likely won't want to date you anymore. Now again, that's brutal, that's mean, but that's what's usually happening. I've seen this a lot throughout my life, and I've even been a guy in my 20s that was hanging around a 35-year-old woman that was still pretty attractive because I was getting easy, consistent play, but I had no intentions on being a forever man. Now, you can judge me if you want. You can call me whatever you want. Maybe I deserve that. But there was one girl particularly when I was in my 20s that was probably about 34, 35, and she was still hot as a piston. And I played the role of a consistent, good communicator because I was getting a lot of steamy action, but I had no intentions on being around forever. Again, you can judge me if you want. I get it. Maybe I deserve that, but that's what's usually going on here. And for the men's case, one of two things is going to happen. That young man is either going to be ignorant, propagandized, and waste those years that he should be becoming his best self. And then he's going to get to a point where she will realize that, hey, this guy's 30-something years old. He doesn't really have much going for him. He hasn't become some guy that either has his shit together or potentially is going to have his shit together in the future. He's not going to be a standout guy in the future. So she's going to either lose interest, and if she has better options, she will jump ship on you. And if she doesn't have better options, you guys will just last for as long as you're going to last in a very miserable relationship. Or this guy, like I said, is going to do the work and become a more desirable man, and he's going to end up bailing on her or cheating on her or just breaking things off because he's like, look, baby, you're older, you're flabby, you're saggy. When you were in your 20s, you were turning everybody down. When you were in your 20s, you were only picking the Chads, exclusively Chads, and no one shamed you. Well, now I'm in my prime. You don't cut it anymore. It's my turn to be picky. It's my turn to pick only the top, 1% of my choices. And you ain't it anymore. Look at you. Your tits are hanging down to your belt. I'm just kidding. That's terrible. This probably won't even get monetized. But, that's the truth, man. That's the truth, ladies. That's what's most likely happening. And you can try to use this as a silly, silly way to post a video to get back at the men who have said this for years and years and years. Women are now trying to act like men again by posting these videos saying, we're dating younger too. They're better than you guys. Like, we all know what's going on. You're getting played. Like, no men, for starters, unfortunately, again, trigger warning is going to make you mad, ladies. None of us see a 35-year-old woman, a 35-year-old single mother that's dating a 25-year-old. None of us get mad and go, why won't you pick me? Very few of us do that. I don't want that. I have no interest in dating. I'm not saying you can't. Again, let me be clear. I'm not saying you can't date a single mother and have a great relationship. I know good women who lost their husbands tragically and stuff, and they're very good mothers. They never were doing sleazy stuff when they were younger. They're not doing sleazy stuff now. Not saying it's not possible to meet a good single mother, because I know I have a few friends that are actually married to single mothers, and against my own better judgment, they are in the happiest marriages that I know right now, and one of them been married for 14 years, and it's nothing but happiness. So I'm not saying it can't be done, but it's not in your best interest, I would say. But I forgot what I was even saying at that point. I went on such a tangent. I forgot what I was even saying. Men, do your best to focus on being the best version of you. Yes, I know it's played out. You don't want to hear that, but that's the truth. Because when you hit 30, 35 years old, 40, 45 years old, whatever it is for you specifically, depending on how well you take care of yourself and how well you set yourself up in the future, you will be the one that gets to make the choice now. When I was young, I remember I had more luck than most men, especially, like I said, for being like a short guy. On paper, I shouldn't be allowed to get any women. But I had a lot of luck when I was young. I got a good mouthpiece, and I'm a good bullshitter. I was anyways. And I've always been good at reading body language and judging people. And I could say the right things to make women see me as desirable. To make a long story short. So I had pretty good luck with women. And I kept in pretty good shape. And, I performed pretty well in the bedroom. So it's like, yeah, I had pretty good luck with women that wanted me and kept wanting me. But as I get older, I see now that if I was somebody that didn't have, the fair amount of good looks that I had and fitness that I had, I could have easily wasted my time with, low-hanging fruit that was easier for me, and then got complacent and not done the work to become a better version of myself, like the best version of myself. So I think again, let me wrap this video up because I've been rambling now back and forth like a tweaker. What's most likely happening is these older women are trying to This is all cap and gaslighting. They're trying to shame the older, successful men that don't want them by saying, we want younger men too. Like, we don't even want you guys. Bullshit. Stop it. These younger men, this is the new generation of Chads that are playing you because you got pumped and dumped by all the Chads in your prime years. You couldn't get someone to marry you. You made bad choices. You picked the bad guys. You got played. You got pumped. You got dumped. You got a little baggage from those bad decisions. And now the top tier successful men that you wish you were married to aren't interested in marrying you. They don't want to be with you forever. They don't want to raise Chad Jr. So now you're going for the young men that are deprived, most likely, of sex from their generation of women. So you are the low-hanging fruit. So he's going to be subservient, do all the right things because he knows he's getting that easy action. But those relationships, in my experience, usually don't work out long-term. He will, if he plays his cards right, he will have much more, better options when he hits his prime. And don't get mad when I say that, women, because you have no problem, and society has no problem, telling men to get over it when young, hot women that have tons of options don't pick them. I'm sure every woman seeing this right now never really felt sorry for men that they weren't interested in when they were in their prime. I don't think any of you felt sorry for the men that you thought were losers or undesirable. So it's not fair that you get mad at men that make something of themselves and now have more options as well. If you ain't it anymore, you ain't it anymore. Get over it. They will be sad in the long run, and I feel bad for women saying that, but most of these women will be even more sad twice over in the long run because, like I said, they got pumped and dumped by Chad when they were younger. Now they're getting pumped and dumped by the younger version of Chad because they are low-hanging fruit. Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I somewhere in the middle? Like this video if you did like this video to offset all the angry feminists that are going to give a thumbs down. Again, make sure that you're still subscribed to the channel if you have subscribed in the past. And if you haven't subscribed in the past, what is wrong with you? Subscribe now and go. Till next time, guys, God bless. Be well. I'm out.